is hard, right? Like, yeah, you might get hurt. It's like, you know, your heart might get broken, you know? It's like you might lose your job, but you still gotta commit, you know? You gotta commit, right? You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you meet somebody and hey, you know, you like her and she likes you and you're hesitating. Don't hesitate, go. Commit. You gotta commit. You know, you might get hurt, you might lose something, but it's like you can't experience the joy that is intended for you in life if you don't go.
When you have an image that you can succeed at something, when you have an image that you can do it rather than that you can't do it, when you get into your car and you have an image that you're going to find a parking place rather than that there'll be no place to park, so you're not looking for no place to park, you will start acting on the image that you have, very much like you will start acting on the practice that you have when you're shooting baskets or when you're hitting a forehand or working on your soup or anything else that you're doing.
Do you think Elon Musk has work-life balance? No. Do you think Steve Jobs, when he was alive, had work-life balance? No. Do you think Bill Gates? No. Henry Ford? No. So if none of those people that created the wealth of the world had work-life balance, why do you think you're going to have it? Why? Because you deserve it? I don't think so. You deserve what you get in life by working hard.
You're not going to make any excuses. You're not going to blame anyone else. You're going to take ownership of whatever happens. And when something goes wrong, instead of pointing fingers and blaming someone else, you're going to take ownership of that problem. You're going to take ownership of figuring out what the solution to that problem is, and you're going to take ownership of implementing that solution.
Anybody ever tell you, hey, look, you know what? Just be satisfied with what you got. Don't believe them. Get them away from you. You should never be satisfied with what you got. Because the attempt to get more makes you into something better all the time. Don't let anybody tell you, hey man, you know, you should just be happy with, no! You should double your business.
You have to accept whatever you are letting into your life, good or bad.
Don't sleep in on the weekends. The weekends when you got to hold the line. If you sleep in on the weekend till 5:45, well then guess what? At night, all of a sudden you have a little extra energy, so you stay up a little later. So then Sunday morning, you sleep in till 6:30. Now Monday rolls around, that alarm goes off at 4:30 and you don't feel like doing it. You start this downward spiral. You got to sleep. You got to sleep. Sleep is very healthy. It's good for you. What I am saying, you don't need to get up at 4:30. You don't need to do that. People have different schedules. You got your life going on. You got to figure out what works for you. But I am absolutely saying don't be lazy. I am absolutely saying get on a regular pattern and maintain that pattern to the best of your ability.
When I'm in the gym, I do not play. I make noise, I lift, I throw, I have power cleaning, and I was like, bah! Okay, and the weights were flying up, and this guy comes by, he's like, hey! He's yelling. I pay gym speed just like everybody else, right? And he's like, man, yo, calm that down. You're making us look bad. Let me tell you something, man. I said, hey, listen. I said, sir, don't talk to me. I said, you mind your business. You hear me? You are a warrior. Don't ever let anybody take what you're supposed to get. And I knew what I was supposed to get. I was there in that gym to get what I was there to get. And I don't care what you say. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how I look. It takes courage to look like a fool.
So when I go somewhere with my kids, I always want to push them. I just want to push the envelope slightly. And as you say, you get out of that comfort zone just a little bit, that's where your growth space is. So watching somebody experience wonder and awe and grow, I just love to do. However we can build that.
If you're blaming everyone else, I can't control you. I can't control these other things outside. I can't control. The only thing I can control is me. Instead of worrying about who else is causing you problems, worry about what you can do to yourself to improve your station. And if you go down that path, you're gonna find you have a lot more control than you think you do.
When you're in the gym, and you're out of shape, you don't look good. You don't look good. When you're learning something, when you go to school and they give you the grade and everybody's, oh, he didn't do good, he got a D. You feel that hurt and you go, yeah, what you gonna do, never take a test? No! You get back up and you get what you are supposed to get.
See, I think we're all hardwired to do something really special with our life. If I want to do something, I find somebody that's already done it. And then I do exactly what they tell me. It's a simple rule to follow. I don't read novels. I don't watch movies. I watch documentaries or things like that where I can learn. I'm only interested in studying something that can cause me to become more of what I'm capable of being.
To believe that you need what you don't have is the definition of insanity. To believe that you need what you don't have. Because you're already here, so you've already proven that you don't need it. So to go around believing that I can't be happy, fulfilled, whatever it is, unless I get the stuff that I don't already have, it's a complete and total illusion. It's a thought that isn't even true. There's no truth to it whatsoever. You don't need anything. And when you get that, the irony is you're no longer attached. Your total life is just about living those virtues. How can I serve? How can I be sincere? How can I be gentle? How can I be supportive? And thinking like that. And that's how I think now. And because of that, I'm in meaning. And being in meaning, the times that I was in ambition, is delivering more and more and more and more of what I wanted so much then. And now that I'm not attached to it, it's like I can be like the cat. I can just go about my business and just let it follow after me.
But you can't have a standard education and expect to have an extraordinary life. It's not going to happen. The one breakthrough for all leaders is constant, never-ending improvement. And that means educating yourself and continuing to develop even greater emotional mastery, because that's what affects whether you execute or not. The opportunity for self-education is there. We have to change our psychology from, I'm going to do what everybody else does, and I'm mad because it doesn't work anymore, to the reality is this is the greatest time to be alive if you're growing, you're learning, you're educating, and you're developing valuable skills. So instead of complaining, you got to say, where are the skill sets valued in the marketplace? And how do I work harder on myself than anything else? Because if I become more valuable, then I will be able to give more, do more, and change more.
7.5 billion people on the planet, and my guesstimate is there's only about 700,000 or 800,000 of us on the planet that are willing to make the sacrifices vis-a-vis focus, commitment, and it's just like premier athletes. There's a lot of people that run the 100-yard dash, but there's very few of them that make it to the Olympics.
Right, you have to be balanced. So let's just take humility and ego, because we're looking for people that are humble. But at the same time, you can have someone that's so humble that they lack confidence. That's bad. On the other side of that spectrum, you can have someone that's so confident that they're overconfident, their ego's big, and they don't listen to anyone else. Where do you want to be? You want to be balanced, somewhere in the middle. I talked about the fact that you need to be articulate as a leader. That's great. Can you be a leader that talks so much that people stop listening to you? The other end of the spectrum is you are a leader that doesn't say enough, and now the team doesn't know what direction they're supposed to be going in. So where do you want to be? You want to be somewhere in the middle. You want to be balanced.
The comfort zone is dangerous. When you're comfortable, you are at most danger. The comfort zone is somewhere you should never feel comfortable. You should be happy and dissatisfied.
All of you have some music playing, and all of you have a heroic mission. There's no accidents in this universe. We all show up here with a purpose. Too many of us are afraid to listen to that music and march to it. I know you have a book you wanted to write. I know there's a composition you wanted to compose. I know there's a song you want to sing someplace. Maybe you want to raise horses out in Montana. Who knows what it may be? And in Leo Tolstoy's famous novel, The Death of Ivan Ilyich, he asks this question that would be terrifying to me. He says, as he has his accountant from Moscow lying on his deathbed, contemplating the horror of this question, what if my whole life has been wrong? I've known what my music is. It's playing right now. As I stand here in front of you with these cameras and in this place, and as I sit down and write my books and tell the world what I know are my truths, I feel always completely on purpose and fulfilled. And no time will I ever come to the end of my life and say, what if my whole life has been wrong? Whoever you are, whatever that music is, however distant it may sound, however strange, however weird others may interpret it to be, don't get to the end of your life and know that you're going to leave and not have it played yet.